This time, I will explain the secret backstory of Made in Abyss. This is official information, as it will be explained with reference to interview answers from Akihito Tsukushi, the author of Made in Abyss. First, let's talk about Riko and Reg's secret backstory. Riko and Reg are the main characters of Made in Abyss. However, at the conceptual stage, the main character was planned to be alone and adventure the abyss alone. His gender is a boy, and his personality seems to be a combination of Riko and Reg. When the manga series began, it was decided that there would be two main characters with two distinct personalities. It's better to have friends who can encourage each other than going on a lonely adventure. He also said that Akihito Tsukushi came up with the characters based on the image of Riko being Doraemon and Reg being Nobita. I think the robot leg is Doraemon, and the glasses wearing Riko is Nobita, but it's the opposite. Doraemon is Riko, who always tries to move forward with his wealth of knowledge, and Nobita is Reg, who is timid and cautious. Certainly, there are similarities internally. It is said that Made in Abyss was originally planned to be published as a picture book, and that Akihito Tsukushi had been thinking about the story. Made in Abyss has some extreme depictions that are not suitable for children, so of course, is a picture book for adults. It seems to be related to future story development, and the details have not been announced explicitly. But it seems that Tsukushi Akihito-sensei was thinking of a mechanism unique to picture books. As a result, Made in Abyss was published as a manga. But the illustrations are cute and each frame could be said to be like a picture book. This is a work filled with Akihito Tsukushi's commitment. Next is the secret backstory of Nanachi, a popular character from Made in Abyss. Since this is a very popular character, you might think that the author, Akihito Tsukushi, felt strongly about him and put a lot of effort into introducing him. But that's actually not the case. Surprisingly, it seems that Nanachi was originally planned to die soon after appearing. However, as Akihito Tsukushi continued to draw the story, he realized that Nanachi was likely to survive, and decided to have him travel with Riko and the others. Akihito Tsukushi also said that having three people supports each other more than two people, so it was the right choice to change the story. Furthermore, Nanachi was a character that brought good luck to Made in Abyss. Actually, sales of Made in Abyss did not increase until the second volume, and there were talks of discontinuing it. It's very surprising because all the stories, such as the City of Ulth, first layer, second layer, and third layer, were interesting. However, perhaps due to the appearance of Nanachi in the third volume, the popularity increased and the number of readers increased, and there was talk of making it into an anime. Nanachi was indeed a character who brought good luck. Nanachi is like that, but her gender is not clear. The author, Akihito Tsukushi, has also said that Nanachi's gender will be left to the reader's discretion. Perhaps one of Nanachi's charms is that it can be admired as the gender that each person imagines or as a non-gendered person. Next is Ozen's secret backstory. Ozen is a character who has a mysterious charm and is secretly popular. It seems that Ozen was originally planned to appear as an old man. However, Akihito Tsukushi decided to make Ozen a woman after reading a book by Kazuo Koi called The Art of Attracting People. When Professor Akihito Tsukushi gets stuck, he says he refers to the art of attracting people. Ozen's favorite disciple Marulok is also a popular character. Just like Nanachi, her gender is unknown, which is why she has such charm. It seems that Marulok was originally set to be a girl. However, It is said that they added charm to the character by intentionally making the gender ambiguous. By the way, the reason Marulik is dressed as a maid was apparently decided after receiving a jokey question from a reader: why aren't there maids in Made in Abyss? Akihito Tsukushi is quite mischievous. Next, we will talk about the secret backstory of Ganya cores, which are important characters that appeared in the second season of the anime. First of all, the Ganya in Ganya cores is the name of the ship they use. Not a person's name, there is not a person named Ganya. The leader is Wakyan. Wakyan seems to have been referring to himself as Three Sages, even before Belaf enlisted. It seems that Wakyan was uneducated and was made fun of by everyone at first. However, as Wakyan's predictions continued to come true, he was no longer ridiculed and was respected. Also, Belaf, one of the Three Sages, also has a secret backstory. Belaf has a handsome face, but his big scar is noticeable, right? In fact, that scar was caused when he was tortured when he was about 14 years old, and was painted with poison made from tree sap. Many of the members of Ganya cores, such as Vuko, who was abused, did not have happy upbringings. I will also explain about Jiroamo, who joined the Three Sages instead of Vuko after Iruburu was created. The battle scene between Jiroamo and Fuzo Shappu was powerful. Actually, that battle seems to have been based on a boss in the game Dark Souls. The world of Dark Souls has a strong element of death, and the bosses are huge, move quickly, and come out to kill you in earnest, making them extremely impressive. That's why Jiroamo's battle scenes are so powerful. The last thing I will explain is the secret backstory of Made in Abyss itself. Surprisingly, one of the things that inspired the idea for Made in Abyss was the Silver Spoon. Silver Spoon is a story about an agricultural high school and has no fantasy elements. Professor Akihito Tsukushi said that after reading Silver Spoon, he learned many things for the first time, such as how when you ride a horse, you feel as if you are one with the earth, and it gives you a strange feeling of growing taller. Mr. Akihito Tsukushi felt that this was a fantasy hidden in reality and in Made in Abyss. He incorporated mysterious elements that could be found in reality and utilized them as a fantasy. Even though Made in Abyss is a fantasy, there are many parts that I can relate to because it incorporates realistic elements. In addition, he learned at a museum that there was a tree inhabited by tens of thousands of creatures, and thought that if he enlarged the tree and made it look like the world, he could create something interesting, and came up with the idea of Abyss. He also cited the Summit of the Gods as a work that was influenced by him. While Made in the Abyss is about climbing down into a hole, the Summit of the Gods is about climbing a mountain, so it's the opposite. But it seems that the main character's feelings as he faces difficulties are used as a reference. Tsukushi Akihito's favorite line in particular seems to be, "I'm trash, I'm less than trash, if I don't climb a mountain, I'm just trash." Riko was also a problem child at the orphanage, and was often scolded by the teachers, but she showed her talent by diving into the abyss. It's amazing to have something that you want to challenge, even if you risk your life. He also referenced the experiences of extreme conditions from works based on the actual experiences of mountaineers and explorers. And it seems that Akihito Tsukushi himself did a 100-meter bungee jump to experience Riko and his friends' adventures. Also, it seems that artifacts, an important item found in the abyss, are a reference to Hunter x Hunter's Nin ability. Artifacts have mysterious powers and are essential for diving through the abyss. But they have not only advantages, but also tremendous disadvantages. That exquisite balance has something in common with Nun ability. Also, some of the expressions of their names are similar. It may be difficult for people from overseas to understand. but the notation and reading are different, such as writing Shinshukuja Zenai and reading Bunji Gum. Artifacts is the same way. For example, it is written as Inoki wo Hibiku Ishi and pronounced as your worth. Professor Akihito Tsukushi thought this expression was cool and liked it, so he incorporated it into the name of artifacts. For Japanese people, there is the advantage that it is easier to understand the meaning when written in kanji. In addition, some of the artifacts are inspired by Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering is a card game, and the explanations written on the cards are cool and exciting. For example, the description of the star compass LT doesn't point north, it point home. It seems that the idea for artifact star compass came from this description. Reg's Kasuhu Incinerator was also named after Magic the Gathering's Incinerate. And the White Whistle, one of the important items in the Abyss, also has a secret backstory. In Riko's case, she had the stone embellished by Parian in Iruburu and was able to obtain White Whistle. Originally, the only people who know where to embellish White Whistle are some members of the association, union, and the White Whistles. So just because you get your earth doesn't necessarily mean you can become White Whistle. Moreover, it seems that that place is not above ground. It's probably not lower than the 5th layer. But all we know is that it's somewhere in the abyss. Maybe some information will come out someday during Riko's journey. There are still mysteries, and I'm looking forward to the future. What did you think? I would be happy if I could get even just one person interested and watching Japanese anime manga. I will post again. So please subscribe to the channel if you like.